What? Hello and welcome, this is Aza3Day3 and welcome to the next episode of Let's Play Wario World. So, I've been a little behind in schedule because of academics and, well, the break of Christmas, the wondrous time of freedom, ended. So, I've had work compiling up on me that I was too lazy to do earlier, so long story short, stuff got in the way. So now that I have time, I have the availability to release this episode, and I hope you guys enjoy. So, the world and happy days, I got new software, and this is it. I wanted to make sure this next episode was on the new software, even if the episode in general may have some difficulties. And as I was saying in the past in one of my previous episodes, you can't rely on me for an exact day of when I'm going to release episodes, which is unfortunate because I'm usually punctual with a lot of things, but this is not one of them, which I'm sorry about, but the more important punctual things take up my time. Anyway, in terms of the actual level which I'm actually going to be describing, and I should be describing, this is a fun... This is the level of Beanstalk Way. This is what I call this is in my mind a large level, and if you lose something, you may have to backtrack, which in this video, and in the part 2 of this, which there is a part 2. However, even if it is a two-parter, I think of it as more of getting everything done and doing as well as I can, and taking my time rather than rushing and being incompetent. Anyway, now back to the actual level. So there's these tree freaks that the spriteling is alerting you to, and also, even if I'm talking and I'm not completely describing some of the switches, make sure you just still do what I do, because generally all my actions have a reaction that actually matters. With every action there's an opposite reaction. Anyway, so, as I was saying, there's these tree freak enemies that you'll face once you climb up this tree, completely to the top and to the right. But I don't want to do that yet. Head to the right, up here, your first available right, and enter this ground hatch. Once you stop jumping into the abyss, or into the grass, but then again, you're daring, and you like having fun. Of course, not killing yourself, but still fun. So, go into this ground hatch right here. Once you fall into it, you will see a level where you pretty much just have to punch these blocks on the X's. This is a pretty simple and pretty straightforward ground hatch level compared to other ones. Again, the reason also why this episode is delayed is because I got a new software and I want to try it out and work with it, so I'm happy about that. Now here's a spriteling. The Tulip Atul, or whatever. There's these tulips that will basically have a glue right up in front of them. They will try to gulp it. They will try to, like, eat it up, and when they do that, they try to stop you from moving. And when that happens, when they stop you from moving, well, you can't proceed, so the problem arises. Anyway, since that ground hatch, you've been moving to the left, and if you notice on your upper left right here, there's a red button. I want you to click it, and if you notice, there's also manta rays under the grass. I know, manta rays. This level is like, what the hell? Then again, Wario World's unusual characters are the things I love about this game. So once you jump down a tree because you can, and yet in retrospect, that probably wasn't the best idea, you will climb back up, because making mistakes is all about learning. Or actually, that's the vice versa. Learning is all about making mistakes. Anyway, once you climb back up the tree, I also want to make sure I got everything. So once you jump down, you will... Actually, there was an intent of it. I just remembered. When jump down from the top, don't say it's a mistake. It was actually a good thing. So you can come back and get that treasure from that red switch. So once you take this, you will climb up. And now you will be at the very top of the tree. Head right. And there will be one of those tree enemies right here. So with these guys, once you decide to actually fight them and stop getting hit by manta rays, even though I haven't technically got hit yet, they release these, I want to say, pine cone type substances, and you will end up wanting to punch the tree so that it will drop them, and then ground pound when you're close enough to these pine obstacles, I call them like pine cones or sharp ones, and throw them at the head, which I failed to do right there. So you throw this head right at that green head in the center of this tree, which will reveal its real white, angry-looking demonic head. And then you want to make sure you hit it with your pine, needle, your pine needle. So then if that happens, you get a lot of money. And now here's the Tulip Atul. You jump, so you don't get screwed by it eating up the glue globe. Once you go up this little stem, there's a ground hatch, go into it. This one, let's see, this one, what do you think you need to do? You punch it, it goes up. So, you need something to throw at it. See, I'm not making it. Here's a bomb. A smiley face bomb. So once you punch it, open it up, get the smiley bomb, get on top of this, and throw it at the switch, you shoot up. You get your statue piece and your red crystal. So, all is well and good. Yay. So now, let's see, what should we do? We should... I'm gonna punch him. Well, I was coming down here anyway, so it's not exactly a bad thing that I fell down here. So, what you should do is jump into the ground hatch. It's actually good to explore a lot, so when you think it's not a good idea to fall, unless you're about to die, so you should look before you jump. What? A message against being impulsive? What is this? Still, if you're gonna survive and it's just another area to explore, go for it. This game is pretty much about exploring and just knowing your stuff. So here's another red crystal, diamond crystal. If I say diamond or crystal, they mean the same thing. In the way I'm using it. Because they're all going to the same place, the stone doohickey. No, I'm not kidding, they're called the stone those things at the very end that allow you to fight the boss of the world, they're called the stone doohickeys. I know, right? So once you got out of that section, you just head to the far left in the beginning of the level, you can get one of the treasures that you missed earlier because you didn't have the button activated. So you notice a pattern of continuously coming back here to this main area? I do. And I'm fine with it. See, again, this level reminds me a lot of backtracking, so this one took me a while because at one part I missed a switch that was important. So I'm gonna have to, I made a part 2 and I'll release it soon. So, soon, put that in quotations. Quote me on it, I dare you. And that will show the rest of it. The rest of this world, the switch I missed, and the spider, which is the boss. There's that spider, which I'll get the name of it later. I'll let the spriteling tell you the name, but that's in part 2. For now, just getting up to a certain point. I don't know off the top of my head if the rest of my episodes of Wario World will be split into part 1 and part 2, but it's a high likelihood because, well, the levels only get a little more quote-unquote complicated as it goes along, like in mini games, they get harder. So those ones will take me some probably a little more time to get everything, especially the final level, the desert world. That one, honestly, you might laugh at me at this, and this is your choice, but I went back for it, so I actually missed something there. So I have a video of myself going back for it. I missed spriteling. And I also, because I wanted to test something, apparently, when you defeat the final boss and you don't have all the spritelings, apparently you don't get your castle doesn't get rebuilt, because at the very end of the game, apparently, since your castle's been destroyed, your kingdom, the spritelings rebuild it. Yes, I know this is a spoiler, get over it. They will rebuild it with all the power that they've acquired from you freeing them, so if you don't free all of them, apparently you don't get as much power. I'm rusty on that fact, so don't quote me on it, and I'm not 100% certain, but I know there's truth to what I'm saying, but I'm not saying that's the full truth. So once you get past the Tulip Atuls and actually go correctly, once you stop taking crap, you jump to this locked up ground hatch and barge in it by pile driving. You see an arrow. You want to disobey it. I'm kidding. Jump. Grab this red crystal, diamond crystal, whatever. Grab the red shiny thing. That's what I'm going to call it, the red shiny thing. Because red shiny things are cool. Get your statue piece and skyward upward. Go skyward. Skyward Sword's such a fun game. So once you're done beating up enemies, because you totally have to do this, it's not like I'm doing this on my own free will, just continue moving forward. But if you want to just beat up some enemies, which gives you money, which can give you health if you ever choose to need it, which also I'm going to alert you, my health gets pretty low sometime soon. Do not just assume that just because you don't take the risky approach that I'm taking. If you have low hearts, get health. I'm not gonna show that. I'm actually too lazy just to get health. It's kind of sad. But if you have low health and you're gonna fight like a boss, because here's also a mini spoiler. When I fight the boss, I have very little health in the part 2 of this level. If you can't handle it, or you don't have enough health, get more health. It's perfectly understandable. So these guys, I'm gonna throw this manta ray at one of them. These guys are just blowing you. Blowing, they're so cool. So they will try to deter you, and you pretty much need to attack them or get out of their wind, out of the stream of wind they're shooting at you, so you can just attack them. As you can obviously figure out. Killer at that bird. So I'm gonna replay that stuff. I love how my aim has been in some of these videos. Anyway, once you keep fighting off these guys, eventually time will tick out, like so! Oh, and you are done fighting, so you get money. And a treasure on the right, not directly from this arena, but if you've been clicking the switches, which I know you have because you've been following along, you have your next treasure. So let's see, I'm gonna head to the right. Hey, there's a ground hatch I need to break into, so I grab this statue, and I will break into it. Here we go. Whee! Yeah. So this ground hatch level is actually easy. You just need good timing. But first, let me just show you what happens if you click all the buttons, just in general, with no formulaic idea in mind. See, they all go forward and backward in a certain pattern, but they'll always keep going forward and backward once the switch has been activated, but you have to time it so that they go forward and backward when you want them to, so you can cross the gap. See, like right now, that one on my right, in front of me to the right, is on the same path as me. I need the one I'm on, or the one in front of me to go down when I'm going up, so they'll get close to each other so I can cross this huge gap. So, yeah. I'm just gonna let myself stay on here to show you why this is a no-no. So, once I jump back here, and click this switch, which stops the middle block, you wait, with good timing, or decent timing, jump on here, and wait for this one to go up when the middle one goes down, and you may access that middle platform. Now you're halfway there. You're almost there, so now you need also good timing as well. From the beginning of this level, just make sure your timing is good. Look ahead and see what's up ahead, and just time it well. Like, give a few seconds between the first switch, the second switch, and the third switch. Or else you'll be doing what I'm doing, just having to wait. So I'm gonna SD, I'm gonna drop out of this so I can do it better. So that one's activated. That one's activated. And stop that. Now it's activated. And for the third one, make sure that one's going on. Now this should work pretty well. So if you jump, yeah, alright, this works out. See, it's all about timing. Timing is key here. Then you get your little buddy and your red shiny thing. Yeah. It's funny. It is funny. What the Spriteling was trying to tell me, that I was completely trying to ignore, was that there are monstrous magnets where you have to throw at certain spots in this level to bypass. Hey, it's Rams! I don't really have a good feeling about these guys. They're very fast, they're very annoying. So, I hope I don't get to see them later. So, right now, once you go further down into this level and you don't get beaten up like I just did, you beat up one of these guys, give them the pain, you can spin on that flower so you'll be high enough to reach that blue switch, which is something you want to do. Then release, punch, and you've activated that. Now you should activate, or not activate, you should break into that ground hatch right here. So you dive and pile drive your way in. Wario doesn't take no for an answer. I mean, for God's sakes, look, he's punching an arrow. An arrow. Yeah, this guy is legit. So, once you move around this gigantic shape, you follow the arrows, and you'll eventually get to this spot. If you just saw what I did, it shouldn't be too hard. There's treasures on the cliff faces! There was my very bad voice impersonation of a Spriteling, of how I assume it will speak. It was bad, and I'm not apologizing. So, if you want, which I really think you should, you grab an enemy, a Magan, preferably, spin it around, throw it against a wall, because that's what the cool people do. Cool people hurt Magans. I mean, this is like Wario World 101. So, jump. Alright, I want you all to remember this spot right here. The reason I want you to remember that spot that I just passed is very soon I'm going to reference a button that I missed that will correspond to that location, and I want you all to remember that location so that I come back for it in the next episode. But I want you all to remember so you can get it. Once you click this said button, I'm going to get probably within the next minute or so, once you get past these wind enemies. There's the monstrous magnets that the Spriteling mentioned, which I didn't care to listen to, so you throw them. So first you would throw it up here, and you want to look around, hit this purple button, jump down, if you want to beat up the wind guys because you're cool like that and they're annoying, go for it. You will then approach the same chasm where you have to throw a monstrous magnet. Now stop right there. This is the button that you all need to click to get back to that one spot I was pointing out. That one right there. Even if you can't see it, make sure you see it. That's the button you have to get back. That's the switch that I passed about a minute and a half ago. And I just even hit it right there. I just hit it. But you have to later go back for it. Right now, I'm not going back for it because I have other things to do. And this is also post-commentary. But primarily, actually, that I have other things to do and I want to make sure I get it. And when I originally did this, I didn't remember where that was. So, as you'll see, I've obviously missed it. I'm going to come back for it. But for now, let's just make sure I'm careful so I get to a right spot. I don't have a good feeling about this location where I am, and I don't feel good about these ram. I don't know, something about the ram just kind of concerned me. The way they move, the way they look. Am I biased against the ram? Probably. Do I have reason to? Well, probably. They'll knock me into the hell that is the Unithorn Lair. I don't really want to go there. So earlier you hit the aqua switch. You just got the aqua present. Oh, that was way too close. Once you jump down, which coincidentally I fell down, you get a statue piece. So as I said, I missed that spot because back then I didn't really remember and care. So I was neglectful, and that was a really close bad feeling. Yeah. Well, I'll see you guys next time in part 2. Time to end this the cool way. Unithorn Lair, here I come! Yeah!